Okay, here we go, here we go. We're starting to have technical difficulties, but I've learned how to solve them quickly. So the previous version of this got cut off because the internet connection just cut. It's just done. Like, no. It said connected, no internet. I'm like, that does not help me. But reset the device, reset the router, and it seems we're good to go. Then I started one. I didn't know about the earphones, so I stopped it, but I left it up anyways, just to show that it is early. For some, it is early for some. So here we go. Seeking truth proudly. I really liked how the title has evolved even over this technical difficulties. And how I reflected on the prideful aspect of what I'm talking about, using the word proud in the title. It took me until I said it live on video and heard it from my own lips. Video's over there. And so that the title evolved into Seeking Truth, Finding Pride. Oh, that should have been the first one. And then what I'm proud of. I'm proud of being a retard, as I said. But that's Finding Pride. Excuse me. And then I had another title in the middle there, like Finding Something, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I tried to euphemize it. And anyways, but it's Finding Pride. It is truly finding or just exploring that aspect of myself, prideful self. So the second, what was supposed to be the second, I think is now the third, Seeking Truth Proudfully, or Seeking Truth Finding Pride sub-episode. This case, again, one of the more truthy of the truth bombs. One of the more balmy of the truth bombs, I mean. They're all truth bombs. They're all truthy. Truthy truth bombs, so this is one of the bigger bombs. This is the 5 megaton one. Perhaps. That's a presupposition. It might not be. This might be a beautiful experience. I think it will be. It's sort of like, for me not to have said certain things, and, again, I think it might have gone awry if I would have brought up this particular topic earlier in our conversations. But I think now, I really do have faith that it will go well. I really do. I really, truly do. Because of what we built. Because of what we built so far. Anyway, so to get to the truth part of this, truthness, the true part of this, honesty, let's not say truth here. This is an honesty, So, I am a proud queer. Oh, I didn't do the redneck thing beforehand. Yeah, so I'm queer. Just in the fact, in that sort of sense that certain of my attributes are non-binary. I think that I'm trying to use the language, but obviously it's loaded, and obviously I don't know what I'm saying. But I would say non-binary, just trying to explain it maybe in the language. In more precise language, I guess I would say I'm bisexual. In, the sort of, and there's a whole range. I know that not everyone believes in what I believe, but in what I feel and what I've seen and the people I know, that sort of thing. There's sort of a range, you can go from like full-on gay, like 100% guys only, to 100% women only, or somewhere in between. And me, I'm about 90-10. 90-10 this way, like 90% women, 10% guys, maybe in my relationships. I do like girls a lot. And as I said several times, and truly mean it, that I am looking forward to growing my family. It's one of my big driving forces these days. And just knowing, like Sean always says, 1 + 1 = 3, man. 1 + 1 = 3. Big believer in that. If I want to have kids, you have to do 1 plus the one of the other sex. You have to play, can't be playing for the other team. No, I'm just, whatever. Anyways, I want to have a good solid relationship with a woman to have babies, is what I'm saying. But I have nothing against any kind of other expressions of love. I've just, any kind of expression of love. Like I say, I've found that to be true, that love is God, and I find love in a lot of places that originally, or, might have seemed weird to me before I kind of accepted myself. But then once I have accepted it, it's like, oh no, it's not so icky. It's actually, that was a Frank quote. It's not so icky, actually. It's kind of it's just lovely to see two people being lovely together. Lovely. Oh, they're so lovely. I can't do a gay thing very well. basically, and to try and get more into detail if you want, it gets kind of, it might get icky. You can tune out now. I would be described as active if ever I'm in a relationship with a man, so that I take no pleasure in kind of taking it, but I don't, I know that other people do. I know that people do enjoy kind of feeling that kind of connection. A man can feel that kind of connection with another man. And there's two kind of sides. There's active rather than saying passive or versatile. Oh yeah, I tried to clarify that. So what I mean is that's a good one. I don't take pleasure from someone inside of me. I mean, it's getting really personal here, but we're all friends, right? I don't take any pleasure from having anyone inside of me, but I know that others do take pleasure in having like someone's member inside of them somewhere. There's apparently 3 different choices of where to put it. I think there's 3 choices. If I've got that right, 3 choices of where it might fit, as it were. So, and I know that people love taking it, or there are people that like taking it in each one of those 3 choices. Women and a lot of gay men. Well, the gay men, they're versatile or passive usually. They take enjoyment, take pleasure, and find love and connection to other people, even while taking. Whereas I'm more of active, more a giver than a taker. More a giver. Like I said, I don't take any pleasure in pushing anything up there, but I know other people do. I think I just repeated that. So after all my experience, I really ceased to see any real moral objections outside of the Bible to that kind of expression of love. So just to assert that, I suppose, just to say that, like, again, based on everyone I've seen, everyone I've dealt with, and again, bringing it back to the golden rule and the golden dog shit rule, that's what I see. So I don't see the moral objections that are founded in that like anything even related to that would say that, say, homosexuality is wrong, women on women, men on men. I would stop there, certainly. And I would stop there. I mean, I would say, beyond that, of course, you would not go. I do not. I believe in monogamy. I don't believe in bestiality. I think that's well beyond the pale. And again, I don't think we're talking about that. I bring that in, but I hear that brought in a lot. So I just want to quash that right now, because that's another one of those red herrings that it's really kind of a conversation stopper to say, well, why don't we just have sex with pigs? If you let people have sex with dogs, why don't they have sex with pigs? No, we're talking about 2 people loving each other. We're still talking about 2 people loving each other. We stop at 2 people loving each other. I'm stopping there. And like I say, I might take umbrage if someone tries to push it past there. We're talking about 2 people loving each other monogamously. That I think is a correct and moral thing. Like, whereas we can get all into polygamy and stuff later. But again, I don't see any moral objections outside of the Bible to the free expression of love in a monogamous relationship of 2 people. And then I get into, like, where does that pleasure, where am I informed of how someone can take pleasure, perhaps, outside of especially because of the fact that I can't, or I don't take pleasure in having anything pushed up my butt. I grew up on a farm, and it was interesting to see, and again, we go with beast and man. I believe that man is a beast, and we just think a whole lot more. And we philosophize on YouTube. I've never seen a cow philosophize on YouTube. I'm going to take a drink. I'm really parched. Where do I get more evidence about that there can be real pleasure, even though I don't experience it? So growing up on the farm, artificial insemination, do you know how they do it? They don't jerk off the bull, as I hope you're not imagining now. They don't do it. That's not how they do it. Do you know how you can instantly get that sample? And this is important for the industry of beef, because we want purebred Hereford cattle. Was the farm I was working on. After leaving home, I worked on another farm. They bred purebred Herefords, and this is like a high class kind of breed of pure breed, and so get good money for it. And what you get really good money is for selling genetic material. jizz. So you sell jizz and it goes for like $1,000 for a capsule. If you've got the really like that, I don't know, the Wayne Gretzky of bulls, like he's got the right muscle structure and all that. So you package it and you sell it to people who are going to pay $1,000 for that. All to say you've got to collect the material. How do they do it? They put an electrode up in the anus and touch a certain G-spot, as it were, and you get it like that. So just to say that there's a certain reaction, a very pleasurable reaction that the bull gets by having a probe in the butt, a probe that gives a zap. I will never, ever, 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 ever try that on myself. Ever, ever. There's also something we witness on the farm because we keep the females and the males separate for the majority of the year because we want the calves all to be born in a short period. We keep them separate so they don't breed off season, as it were. We all want them to be born kind of February, March, and the beginning of the spring. So they grow through the summer, eating like really fresh grass, and then they get to the plate eventually. So when you separate out the sexes like this, you get some interesting behavior in the bulls. And there's something that we refer to as the sweet ass. And that's a bull that basically, I guess it's kind of like it smells like a female to the other ones. And it sort of accepts that position in the society, as it were. It's kind of a dominance thing, but it's a weird kind of, and you got to take them out because some of these bulls can get really big and they kind of fight over it, and then the sweet ass dies because you're keeping it in a men's only dormitory, as it were. So those are sort of like indications of, at least in the animal kingdom, how it's not unnatural, and it's not, and like again, I still don't see moral objections to 2 cows just cuddling up at night just to stay warm. Those ladies, they're outside all the time. We didn't have a barn. So, like again, truth bomb, I'm sure. It'll be tough to digest, I believe, but I shouldn't say that. That is a bad thing to say, sorry. I think it's big news, and again, I'm sorry for not sharing it sooner because I know it's important, and it might inform how we go forward. That's fair. I hope it informs how we go forward. No, I hope it does. That's fair. Please do. So in however it informs it to go forward. Like again, I'll leave that. I don't say how. Again, how you will, or I shouldn't try and predict anything. That's presupposition or something, or that's not presupposition. I don't know what it is. So, but you understand how now, again, with perhaps this is new information, how, growing up in rural Alberta, not really understanding the whole thing about it, like what this whole, love scheme is, and what the real message that I have received throughout my life about this. So just to say how, knowing that and how that informs my relationship with organized religion, certain organized religions, if you know what I mean. And that kind of informs when I say about like kind of stepping into organized religions and people giving me messages that by all the light of all the paths that I've come, it's shown me that that's perhaps not a positive thing for me in my path with God to go into organized religion. That's why I should have said it sooner, really, because I think that really, it does inform that point, and I was probably scared to say it sooner because it's like, no, they're going to kick me out in this kind of thing. Again, even if I say I'm 90-20, it's like, oh, well, and then you'll tell me how it is and what I am and whatnot. And now I'm better ready to accept, again, what you believe about the whole path, but just to understand what that path was. Just to have that out there. Again, this honesty bomb. Oh, I should have done it sooner. So, that's one more. I look forward to talking to you about this or anything. Like, now that it's out in the open, oh my God, I should have been an open book sooner. I'm just feeling so silly for not have brought this up sooner. Because again, now seeing what we could have got through, I'm like, man, we could have got through this before then. Why did I wait? Gee, purrs. So, that's one. Now we've got, I think, 4 or 5 more to do. Okay, talk to you soon.